Hello and welcome to today's Facecast. I want you to cast your minds back all those years, a long time ago, in the mists of time, when you first started work. The first time you started a job of work. It might be a job that you remember on leaving school or on leaving university or whatever it was, your background. I can remember doing a paper round. I can remember working as a butcher's boy in a Dewhurst the butcher's shop when I was 12, 2 evenings a week and a Saturday morning. And the highlight of that was taking home a joint of meat from my mum on the end of the Saturday morning, ready for Sunday's lunch. Lovely. Didn't know a thing about being a butcher or doing anything, did I, at 12 and 13 years of age? But it was a real learning curve, especially when they sent me down the road to the other butcher shop to ask for a box of square holes. And then later they sent me to another shop to ask for a rubber hammer. And then you can get the idea, can't you? I was really very green. And even worse, when I was 15 and left school and started work in a ladies' hairdressing salon, there were 15 ladies and me, a shy 15-year-old. Oh boy, that was hard work just living there, being there. But what I'm getting at is, can you remember how difficult it was when you first started something? You knew nothing about anything, certainly not the job that you were going to do, and yet here you were supposed to be working in this place. Did you know anything about engineering or finance or whatever it is supposed to be? Building work? Not a thing, and yet you somehow had to get by. Well, spare a thought then with that in mind for the disciples of Jesus. Here's a passage. It's in the book of Acts, that is the Acts of the Apostles, those who had been following Jesus around. Chapter 4, verse 13. When they saw the courage of Peter and John and realized that they were unschooled, ordinary men, they were astonished, and they took note that these men had been with Jesus. So what's going on here? The followers of Jesus are traveling around, beginning to travel around, preaching, teaching people all about Jesus. And when the crowds and the educated elite around about, the scribes and the Pharisees, the keepers of the religious law, when they saw that Peter and John were doing this, Peter was a fisherman. What did he know about theology or matters to do with God? When he saw they were unschooled, ordinary men, they were astonished. They were astonished that these men could speak with such depth and profundity. How could they have done that? They realized that these men had been with Jesus. And there is the answer. The big difference is that these men had spent time with Jesus, their leader. And Jesus had taught them, inspired them. And more than that, he left a counselor to help them, the Holy Spirit of God. That's what the Holy Spirit does. He leads us and guides us and educates us and nudges us and teaches us, shows us the right direction, gives us the gifts that God needs us to have in order to share the good news about Jesus. So although those men weren't new on the job, they had some internal inspiration that they could turn to. Wished I'd had that on my first day in a hairdressing salon. Oh, it was horrible. Anyway, back to work. See you soon. Bye for now.